Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, legends. How's all going? I say legends and mean it. All right, we're doing a marvellous job, guys. I want to enforce it again. All right, did you know, Inc., all right, or stop the rot, sack the lot. Now, guys, I'm going to, when Cazz is right, she's just going to flick a photo up there. I know she's doing some stuff in the background at the moment because I can see her. But yeah, she's going to flick up a picture. So look, here it is. Now, believe it or not, that's not one of our lovely ladies from the show here and our chats of an afternoon's urine. All right, that is actually the tap water in Canberra. Believe it or not, guys, that is the tap water straight out of the tap. So if you're in Canberra, I get the hell out of there. That's the first thing I'd be saying. If that's what's coming through your taps, guys, yeah, man, that's scary, people. All right. So yeah, thanks to I won't mention a name, but yeah, putting it in there and letting us know that was in the space this afternoon. We whacked that in, and I just looked at it and went, wow. So that brings me to another topic, guys. All right, which is health. Okay, where are you? All right, are you still drinking this stuff? Are you, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I'm asking you the question, all right, because guys, you're showering in it as well. Sue, exactly right. You're showering in it, and you got hot shower. All right, so actually all the chemicals and that are in there are actually releasing under the hotness, okay, and then causing other odors, guys. And it's going straight in your skin, all right? Don't forget that your skin, all right, is the biggest organ in your body, all right? And you're under that water showering, all right? What are you doing to yourself? Okay, apparently 26 seconds and whatever hits your skin surface hits your bloodstream. So, again, guys, they're on the website now, all right, stoptherotsacktheLot.org, all right? I would like you to go, if you scroll down to hit the front page, scroll right down to the bottom. Anyone who hasn't seen it, I would like you to go and have a look at the Sunday morning special I done with Kim Yater. okay, about how you can actually remove some money from the cabal, buy a decent product, get yourself healthy, detoxing, getting rid of parasites, etc., all with one product, okay, and or numerous products from the one place, all right, and get yourself on the mend, guys, because I tell you what we're seeing out there is not good. It is not good. There is sickness rampant everywhere. All right. And we're here to endure and overcome. So, again, all right, I want you to have a look, guys. All right. You need to get your body right. Yeah, I never knew that neither, Kerry. But apparently, yeah, within 27 seconds, anything that hits your skin will permeate through to your bloodstream. That's what your skin is, the biggest organ of taking in. Now, what it won't take in is things like sunshine, right, and actually process them, you know, to get vitamin D out of the sunshine. Why? Because the enzymes under your skin can't work because of the heavy metals that are in your body that are stopping the enzyme work when the sun hits them. So, you know, when I had my bloods done, guys, I was low on vitamin D. Now, how do you work that out? You know, I'm in the sun all the time, but I was low on vitamin D. So, again, you know, I just want everyone healthy, guys. That's what I want, okay? So if I'm going to give you that opportunity to get healthy, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Go and watch that Sunday morning show. All right. If you don't like the business side of what's going on there, just forget that. Forget that, right? What it's about is the poisons that are in your life. All right. And all these poisons are from the cabal. Whether you're putting your hands in it, whether you're washing your clothes in it, and then you're putting your clothes on. What's your biggest organ on your body? Oh, yeah, your skin. And you're just putting clothes on that are being washed with poison. Guys, they got us from everywhere. All right, so we need to have a look. Okay, that's all I'm saying to you. You need to do it. Have a look for your own goodness. Okay. Now, it's getting hot and up, guys, and I've kept a few interviews off, you know what I mean, and stuff. But tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., SG Annan, right? We'll catch up with what's going on out there and what he can tell us about Australia and, you know, these little stealth bombers that we've got over here, 3 of them. Me and Cazz have got our ideas. We've had discussions on that. But yeah, it'd be good to get some clarification. So yeah, we'll do SG in the morning, 9 o'clock, guys. And then Friday night, we're going to bring on Jim Ferguson from the Freedom Train over in England. And we're going to bring on Jan Halper. So there might not be any news on Friday night. It might just be a sit back on the couch with the 4 of us, me, Cazz, Jan, and Jim. All right. And we'll have a chat about where we are retrospectively in our countries, and see what we can't get out of Miss Jan Halper Hayes about what's going on in the background. So there's a couple of good things coming up, guys. We can get some info and try and work out, you know, where we are, what we're doing. Gloria Jeans. Well, they're going to try cashless, guys. So I suggest we just send them broke. All right, send them broke. Okay, we just don't, you know, not going to put up with it. So, you know, get your signs out, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, the interview with SG, it'll be on X, Rumble. Yeah, these channels here, all the channels, all the normal channels, guys. Anyway, let's get Cazza in. I can talk here all night. I got stuff up there, but it's just, as again, guys, it's just ridiculous what's going on out there. I could bring in stories and tell you about it and waste another 8 minutes, but I mean, you know, keep your eye on the mainstream on your computer. You know, I follow the ABC and I follow all these different people, the Daily Mail and all that, you know, because I want to know what they're doing, guys. You know what I mean? And that's where all those little clips at the front of the show come from, all the ludicrous stuff. It's out there on the mainstream. That's what the sheep are sucking up. You know what I mean? And it's just unreal. How are you, Cazz?
Good, good. Well, I'm going to kick it off, first of all, with Entheus. Now, for those who, Entheus has been from the beginning, and he has a remarkable way of prophesying things. And he's proved here, and he said there are a few surprises coming your way in the future. Hang in there, Australia. So I'm just, and he posted that today. So I'm just wondering, what does he know?
What does he know?
What does he know?
We're hoping to educate ourselves over the end of this week, Cazz. As I said, we've kept the interviews away for a little while, you know what I mean? And we've tried to, well, it's time to get and talk to a few people now and just get an update on where we are. So, yeah, it'll be quite interesting, I think, tomorrow morning with SG and then Friday night with Jan and Jim. What a lounge full there, Cazz.
Yeah, it should be. It should be very interesting. All right, let's kick it off with this 9 News report on firearms. And I have questions. I don't know about you, but I certainly do.
It does. Melissa and Andrew, we can reveal tonight a teenager has been charged by the Australian Federal Police and the Queensland Police as part of a major investigation. It's understood the teen was attempting to purchase firearms online and was targeting a school on Brisbane's north side. 9 News has decided not to reveal the school or the suburb tonight, but we can confirm the teen has now been charged by the Queensland Joint Terrorism Team with 1 count of acts done in preparation for or planning terrorist acts. That offence, whether or not the act of terror is committed, carries life imprisonment. This is great work by both the AFP and the Queensland Police Service, one officer describing it as foiling a catastrophic event. Melissa, Andrew, the AFP have been very clear to me when it says that there is no ongoing threat to the public, but we will have all the details on this story as it continues to unfold.
I have questions about that. I have a lot of questions about it. We'll wait and see what they come up with and how they.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm just going to sit back and have another, coffee and just relax on that one until, like you said, Caz. Let's just see what they're up to here.
Is this another mentally disabled 14-year-old that, in more or less an entrapment situation? Is anyway. Well, I'll leave my opinions to myself for the moment. All right, Celine versus the Machine. She does really good work. She was interviewed by Beck the other day. She's put out this. It's really interesting. Now, I know it's soft in the beginning.
Yeah, I can't hear it at all.
It switches in a minute. She's listening to a report on children being asked their pronouns.
Because of course they will. It's Victoria. There's nothing that this state won't do to indoctrinate your children. Library staff are being told to check in with the little ones, ask them what pronouns they prefer, whether they want to go by a different name, whether they want to completely disregard parental rights, the whole shebang. The Allen government has spent a whopping $14,000 of taxpayer money, mind you, to have pigs and wigs come in and read to kids. Lovely. When I was a kid, a public library really was a safe space. Now, they're all just indoctrination centres. If you're a parent in Victoria, get out. If you can't get out, homeschool. If you can't homeschool, speak up. These people aren't going to stop here. It's going to get worse. Start speaking.
You're right. They're going to keep pushing it. We got another thing that's coming, guys. I don't know if we're going to put it on tonight, but it's crazy where they're going with your kids out there, people. All right, they are gunning for them, absolutely gunning for them. So, time to protect your kids, dads. I'm going to say it again.
All right, we've got a situation here where Anthony Albanese was heckled walking down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good to see you. I just want to know who benefits from Australia's gas industry, because they don't pay any tax, they don't create any jobs.
We're giving the gas away for free, Albo.
Who benefits? So we've just seen the Prime Minister. He didn't really answer any of our questions. There's the Albo-mobile right there. But what I really want to know is, how come 90% of that gas gets shipped overseas? How come half of that gas they don't pay any royalties on? And how come the oil and gas industry barely get taxed? Teachers pay twice as much in income tax as the oil and gas industry pays. What's going on here? Why are we getting ripped off? Mr. Albanese, what I want to know is, where's the money for the gas? How come teachers pay more in tax than the gas industry, Mr. Albanese?
Stop gaslighting this, Albo.
Are you gaslighting me, Mr. Albanese? Is that what's happening here? Is he gaslighting me? Is he toxic?
Now,
need more of it.
I know, but it's starting to happen, and I would actually salute Punters Politics for that, because they've obviously, been looking at his stuff, and now everybody's starting. Well, not everybody, but a lot more people are starting to do it, and it's awesome because it's just great. This is what we need. We need this.
Yeah, more and more people out there doing what we're doing, podcasting and getting it out there, and telling people what's going on. Everyone's got a whole new audience. Everybody. Everyone's, but we're all interlinked. And again, guys, share it out. All right. We're getting hammered. Okay, so
We
get
are
it
getting
shared,
hammered.
get it shared out for us, all right, as much as you can before they pull it down.
Yeah, that's it. All right, we got this crazy story here. I'll just let you listen to it. And look, Singapore of all places.
Poor Chris Bowen is not having a good time at the moment. Look, before we get to your article, Rebecca, there has been an insane announcement this week. What's been described as the country's Australia's biggest solar farm has been approved in the Northern Territory by Tanya Plibersek. It's backed by Michael Cannon-Brookes. The Sun Cable and its $30 billion project includes carpeting an enormous amount of pristine area and solar panels, an 800-kilometre transmission cable, and then a 4,300-kilometre underwater sea cable all the way to Singapore, not us. Now, it's not cheap, Rebecca. It's not green. It's not in the public interest. Has Plibersek lost her marbles?
Well, look, this is crazy, but as we know, anything that is either a solar plant of any size, and this is without a doubt on a scale that's just crazy, but whether it's solar or it's wind, it doesn't have to go through the environmental impact statement and processes that if you want to just put up a garage in your backyard somewhere in a Sydney suburb, there's more scrutiny over it than there is. So what I would say, though, is that the hurdle here is not Tanya Plibersek giving this a stamp of approval. The reality is that we'll have to wait and see, and frankly, I'm deeply sceptical. As I saw Andrew Bolton and our great editor Rowan Dean discussing, I don't think this will ever get switched on, plugged in or switched on, because the banks will not deliver the money. That's my view. We'll wait and see. Happy to be proven wrong, but I don't think I will be. And here's
Money laundering 101. The banks will move the money wherever the banks are told to move the money because the bank's a central bank.
Yeah, but it's just, I just think it's crazy. It's just, well, we know it's crazy, but even that story, they're trying to spin it, and it's even spinning crazy.
No, and I'm telling you guys, they're whacking some big solar panel and windmill. I can't believe, how many people must be out there working, putting up these bases and that for these. When I see the amount of concrete and everything in them, that's incredible, man. They be setting up whole concrete plants out there. You know what I mean? It's just insane what's going on. It's just money laundering 101. It's just insane. Anyway, they're going to go down.
They are going to go down. All right, we got this report from the. I'm not sure who did this. I'd give them credit, but they didn't have it. Just came by my feed. But it's a really good report.
Desperately tried to prevent this document being released under freedom of information. The Australian Federal Police should be down at the TGA this morning, seizing their computers and phones and starting to take people into custody. Would have anyone in their right mind injected this stuff into their body if they knew the mRNA would spread to their brain, liver and bone marrow, and female ovaries? The TGA knew that the Pfizer pregnancy trials on mice found a doubling of pre-implantation loss in the injected group compared to the control group. And the TGA kept this quiet and tried to hide the data, including the fact that lipid nanoparticles, including the mRNA, secreted in the ovaries, all while telling women considering having children that the shots were safe and effective. This is a crime, and experts are wondering why there's been a significant fall in birth rates in highly vaccinated countries. How many women trying to fall pregnant would have injected these experimental genetic agents into their body if they knew what the TGA knew? The Federal Police should be down raiding the TGA's offices and seizing their computers and phones. First to be arrested is the despicable, lying TGA boss, Professor John Skerritt, who announced his retirement for April 2023. The rats are leaving the Sinkang ship. If Skerritt thinks he's getting away scot-free, or he can obfuscate his way out of this, he's got another thing coming. He's not going to Port Macquarie fishing in retirement. The scum Skerritt is going to Long Bay Jail for a long stretch. The Australian people are furious. Loved ones have been harmed and killed, and couples will be unable to have children because of Skerritt and the politicians and other bureaucrats with whom Skerritt conspired. This is the crime of the century.
All right, now we're getting some traction.
Wow,
on this,
that's nice.
Yeah, but this is actually gaining traction as well because you've got this situation. Now, we have reported on it briefly, but this is Kansas is filing suit along with, I think it's 5 or 6 other states. And what they're doing is they're suing Pfizer.
Today, we brought together this press conference to make the following announcement, and that is today Kansas is filing a civil suit against the Pfizer Corporation under the Kansas Consumer Protection Act, seeking enhanced civil monetary penalties, damages, and injunctive relief for misleading and deceptive statements made in marketing its COVID-19 vaccine. Pfizer also violated previous consent judgments with the state of Kansas, in which Pfizer promised never to use deceptive information to market their products. Kansas's case is the first of a multi-state collaboration, with Kansas being the first of 5 states to file suit.
First of 5 states.
Yeah.
So, yeah, goodbye, Pfizer.
Well, yeah, look, plenty of people are having a dig at them, and when it does fall, it's going to fall hard, mate, because they're all going to fall at once, I think. So, yeah, keep piling it on. We know the truth, and the truth's getting out there, and the general public is starting to realise that just what that guy said in that statement then, is getting out into the public, that they have been damaged on purpose.
Look, we've got this situation where now this is out of the Advertiser in South Australia, and they've actually said Australia's current account balance in June quarter fell 4.4 billion to a deficit of 10.7 billion. So, and this is just I'll just play a bit of this. Oh, stop playing. All right, I won't play a bit of it. Anyway, look, they're actually saying that it's not looking good, like economically wise. And what was the statement that he said was that basically it's going to be a soft or a sloppy growth or something. Prepare for a slow growth or something like that. So anyway. So, which we already know, because this is why they're basically importing heaps of people to try and cover up the fact that, we're in trouble financially. And you can actually see it, like the West Australia's reporting housing crisis hits devastating new low, left to raise a baby in a tent. And also on top of that, you've actually had this little side swipe, which I found interesting. So ASIO boss Mike Burgess has clarified his comments about Hamas supporters, declaring sympathisers of the terrorist organisation pose a national threat. So
these guys have got, they got their work cut out for them, the old ASIO, haven't they? They don't know which way to look, mate. They've got it all going down, But at least we're doing what we want to do at the moment. So
that's it. But we've got a lot of really good news going on. Like you've got this now. This is the Australian Citizens Party. They do a really good job, and they've actually been lobbying the government, and now the government is looking at making the post office a bank. And so what they've done, a lot of the services for banks have been taken out of rural Australia, and so what they basically lobbied them for is to say, well, look, turn the post offices into banks. This is how they can do it. And they put all a proposal together and lobbied hard for it. And so
it's always been the place where you could go and get cash and do transactions and do whatever you want. It's always been the post office, So, we got to have somewhere with a cash outlet. And maybe, that's all we're going to have because, the big banks aren't going to play. They're all part of the cabal.
That's right. There's really interesting stories about what's going on in Europe. So, first of all, Macron. So, the impeachment proceedings have been initiated against French President Macron. So, remember they had an election, and there's been they had a victory for the Conservatives over there. What's also happened, and this is reported by Peter Sweden, is the right-wing Alternative for German Party. Now, this is how right-wing they are. Basically, believed in putting Germans first and to stop mass immigration. That's all they ran on. Okay, so apparently that makes them right-wing. Now, they won. The party won a whopping 49% of the working class vote in Thuringia, and they won a whopping 37% of the youth vote, and that's incredible.
Wow!
And you can see why. Yeah, it's massive.
Well, I think people are waking up, and the young ones are waking up, and they're going to come through. We've always said this, Cazz, that we're going to come through and You know, they're just about going to lift us up and carry us through over the line, I reckon, when they work out what's gone on, these young ones, and they're starting to work it out, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. You can see it everywhere. They're popping up on TikTok, they're, everywhere, because their future's being stolen and gifted to people who have never, who basically have never contributed to Australia. So their future is being stolen and contributed to somebody else. And some of them hate us. Like, obviously you've got people who love being here and love being Australian, but they're basically being ripped off massively. All right. Now, there's a lot going on in Britain. Of course, you've got this situation where Enoch Burke was arrested for not using pronouns. So this is horrendous. He's a teacher.
Here, I've right to be here. And I'm not to tell students they need to tell puberty blockers.
You're arresting him because he won't endorse
that they need to take
Here at Wilson's Hospital School, Enoch Burke, teacher, been arrested for not accepting transgenderism.
Nor should I. And I'm not going to turn my back on my duty to my students.
I'm not going to turn back on my duty.
No, you don't have a duty to do what's wrong.
No, you're not.
And to bring me before the court. To bring me before the court. No, to bring me before the court.
This
is a disgrace. Children are being taught to tell a young boy.
Surgery.
Yes. Surgery. Mutilation.
Yes.
Mutilation.
It's a disgrace.
Mutilation. Mutilation.
An absolute disgrace.
You're telling a boy that he's gender neutral? Yeah, that he has to take.
Anyway, remember what it used to be basically, they come in softly, don't they? We're just
well, they come in, they went into his parents' place the other day and he wasn't there and they had to back off. So that's the second hit, I'd say. And yeah, they've got him, and that's because he's refusing to teach transgender.
Oh dear. All right. Katie Hopkins has weighed in with Batshit Bonkers Britain, as she always does, and so brilliantly.
In Batshit Bonkers Britain, where Labour are defending their plan to take away the winter fuel allowance from 10 million or so elderly people just as we head into winter. And many of them are too terrified to turn their heating on in the first place, and so they will freeze to death so that Labour can save some money to send overseas to warm countries because of climate change. Old ceramic bobhead Rachel Reeves has been defending the position, saying, well, those old bastards don't vote Labour anyway. In other news, Labour saying they'll give childcare places 15 hours of free childcare for every parent in the country. There's a snag. There's no one to provide the free places because there aren't those places available. So it's like promising, a golden egg from a unicorn. Unless those things are available, it's just an empty promise. And childcare providers are full to bursting and don't really need to take on someone else's kid that they haven't taught to use a bathroom yet, and because of lockdowns are stunted in the way that they speak and generally function as a human being. And finally, Sutton United female team has a trans coach, formerly a biological male, and has now brought on a biological male in gold called Blair. So at this point, Sutton United female team will be all full of biological males. That is what you call the Blair Bitch Project, and no doubt it's what Gary Lineker would call progress. That's it. Batshit Bonkers Britain.
So, what about women's sports? Women, fought for years and years and years, centuries to become, to actually have sports and things like that. And now you've got a full biological male sports team just taking over.
My friend used to teach LGBTQ in high school and was sacked from ever teaching again in state schools. Refused to teach it. Well, it's exactly right, guys. That's what my Father's Day message was about. Your dads out there, it's time to step up to the plate, guys, and get ready to protect your kids. All right. And as I said, it'd be a lot better to just get together with us all now and let's go and sort it out rather than wait there coming on your doorstep and picking you off one by one. Anyway.
All right. We've got this situation in the United States where the Federal Appeals Court has ruled that illegal immigrants have no Second Amendment right to bear arms. What's interesting, though, and I think this will play in when it comes to the voting, because he says here illegal aliens don't qualify under the definition of the people.
Yeah.
As in we the people. So and I find that really very interesting. So I think that'll have a greater effect down the track, you know. So
They've
also
got it all planned, Caz. Everything's planned, mate, down to a T.
seems to be, doesn't it? It seems to be. Now this is a crazy story. So this guy, this Walmart employee, he was fired after getting stabbed while attempting to stop a shoplifter. Now he's 67 years old, and he confronted the thief and basically got stabbed in the process. So he got fired.
Well, you can't put yourself in danger when you work for Walmart.
Obviously not.
It's just
All right,
bullshit,
now-
isn't it? The guy should have a medal, you know what I mean, and a compensation for life, but no, we'll fire him.
Yeah, I know. All right, so now this is a strange story as well. Maduro.
Back to the breaking news, some exclusive live pictures that we're showing you right now of the seized plane belonging to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Maduro, we should note, is not on board, but the plane was seized by officials for violating U.S. sanctions. CNN's Kylie Atwood joins me now. Kylie, this is pretty extraordinary. This does not happen, obviously, every day where U.S. authorities go in and seize the plane of a head of state. But that is essentially what's happened this morning. Can you break this down for us?
Yeah, exactly. So the plane of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is now in the hands of the United States. As you can see there, those images demonstrate that it has just landed in Florida. It was seized.
Now, Tori says brought up a couple of interesting things, and she said what you should be asking is how did it land in the Dominican, get seized in the Dominican Republic, and then actually just basically get taken to Florida? And I think that is actually. Yeah, I think that is interesting. But this is what's really interesting is this little tweet from Elon Musk. Unless the Brazilian government returns the illegally seized property of X and SpaceX, we will seek reciprocal seizure of government assets too. Hope Lula enjoys flying commercial. So very interesting. What do you think about that, Dave?
I reckon we just watch the smoke settle again because you don't know what you're getting told. But yeah, very interesting, you know. It leaves a few avenues open, doesn't it, Caz? No comment at the moment because, the smoke's still surrounding and I want to have a look, It was full of coke.
Was it full of coke? It probably was. All right. Okay, so...
Maybe Hunter seized it,
all right, so these are the people that were all involved. These are the people who died on the Brazilian crash last month.
Yeah, the cancer doctors.
The cancer doctors. Yeah, now apparently that it's been being said currently that they're linking mRNA turbo cancer. Or they had linked. They'd found a way of linking. They're all on their way to a conference. So that's not verified at the moment, but that's what the rumor going around.
The rumor is they were going to expose the link between the turbo cancer and the mRNA. You know, we all know it. You know, we all know, guys. You know, it's man, far out. You know, it's all there. It's in front of us. You know, people don't want to see it. They don't want to see it, but you know, we certainly understand what this bioweapon has done down the track when they told us between 3 and 5 years was when we were going to see all the fruits of the devil's labor. And here we are, guys. We're watching people get sick, drop dead, just keel over. It's quite amazing. It's it's sad, but it's quite amazing.
Well, Tucker's actually brought up something really interesting, and that is the psychological change in people since the injection. And this is a short report on it.
Noticed that people who've taken the mRNA vax and boosters seem different psychologically.
Yeah.
We're not imagining that.
Yeah. No. It's that's what's really happening. You see, people who have not a high production of these cells in the hippocampus, they act normally during the day. In a normal situation, they do whatever humans do, and you don't realize it. I saw that actually even in the part of my of people I know that when I saw them at parties, we could talk about everything which is trivial. But as soon as you start to talk about something more difficult, that was before 2020, you realize they don't want to you put their brain in a working mode. They just avoided these topics, and these very people who are not interested in really thinking were the ones who actually took the shots very quickly. Because you have to see the mental immune system, as I already counted off, the curiosity is lacking, and the other side of the coin of curiosity is psychological resilience, because being curious, meaning you enter a new space, new thoughts, and everything that's new is per se potentially dangerous.
Yes.
So you have to have a high psychological resilience to enter this new space. So if both is down, curiosity and psychological resilience, then you accept everything. And particularly if something comes with a lot of fear, oh, you could die, your family could die, everything is very, very dangerous, then you fall back to I would say cortical reflexes, like something that is inborn in us, behavior that's inborn. And one behavior that's inborn, of course, in humans is and that's natural, is if there's a danger, you go into the group. You don't try to be isolated. You follow the group. And if people tell you the group is going to take this vaccine, then everybody runs and I want to have it too. You don't think, you just follow the crowd.
Those of
Interesting, isn't it?
We shouldn't do that anymore, but anyway. A lot of people just followed what they were told to do. And yeah, as he said, curiosity's gone, Curiosity killed the cat. Well, non-curiosity's killing the cat now. Yeah, or killing the sheep. Yep.
All right, now, this is a report out of Kenya is introducing a digital ID. So
blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body. Think about that, but have a listen to this.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December we will be able to launch digital ID.
Wow.
So it's basically everywhere. Now, for those people that have been to Kenya, it seems crazy. I don't know how they would do it because, it's like they don't even have any, all the infrastructure has just basically been left since the British pulled out. And so you've got driving around in big potholes in these matatus and there's whole areas with, they don't even have roads in some areas, and some of the waterways are just basically filled with absolute crap. And like when I was there,
maybe it's a good. Go on.
They had open sewers. Okay, so in like in Kisumu and places like that, they've got open sewers where the kids play soccer with garbage bags, and when the garbage bag goes into the sewer, which you've got to go over the sewer, it's about that big, to get into the school, and the school is just a hut, and they just basically walk over very carefully, get a new plastic bag and pick it up out of there and make sure that none of the sewage basically gets on them. So
is it a good starting point, Caz? Is it a good starting point to get Kenya? Then then we just out it goes into Africa, maybe an easy target to bring in first.
I don't know. It's very strange. I'll have to contact somebody from over there and ask them what they think of it, because it's very strange. I couldn't imagine that it would be a good starting spot. I just couldn't imagine it working there. All right. And the other thing that I wanted to bring in, I know that we might go a little bit over tonight, is this odd story. We like a bit of odd stories here, and well, this one we knew, but a lot of these people are influencers with a massive audience, and now it's this kind of stories are actually reaching a whole generation of people.
Of the story of Gilgamesh.
The story was written 2000 BC. The story talks about how he was 2/3 God and 1/3 man. The claim was that he was 17 feet tall.
Oh, man.
And he was this brutal king, like a tyrant. But the story goes that he was buried under the Euphrates River.
That's drying up.
Well, here's the thing. In 2003, archaeologist by the name of Jorg Fassbinder, he was in the Mesopotamia area doing like the whole LiDAR thing. And what he said is, I have found the tomb of Gilgamesh.
Oh my gosh.
But it's underground, right? So they have to like dig it up. Guess what happened 1 month later?
Earthquake.
The U.S. invades Iraq.
Oh my gosh!
No way.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
All the archaeological sites were then stopped in Iraq, so stop digging, you're out of here. And the U.S. military set up an encampment around the tomb site. But the locals around this encampment reported that the U.S. military were digging at night, taking things out of the ground and putting them onto trucks and driving them off.
We're villains.
We are Dr. Evil.
Wow, the young ones are getting educated.
Yeah. So it's awesome because So yeah, but anyway, all right. I just wanted to bring that in. We've got Never Surrender by Billy Falcon taking us out. So I'll let Dave wrap up.
That is choice to see the kids getting educated like that, guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's gold, absolute gold. All right, again, guys, I'm gonna push it. All right, you are poisoned. Have a think, guys. All right, let's help slow the beast. All right, and get yourself healthy. All right. So, as I said, that Sunday morning session, I think everybody needs to have a look at, guys. Pray before you watch it, and discern. All right, but I'm telling you, there's some people who are on the product now that are getting some very noticing results. But yeah, we just got to get fit and healthy, guys. All right, because we got a little bit to endure. These guys, as we said, we know they're weak because they're coming at us with everything. All right, and they know we're strong. All right, and we know we're strong because we're looking weak. So we are strong. In their eyes, we're looking weak. All right, in some of our eyes, we're looking a bit weak, but we're not. Right, we got a whole united front around the world, guys. It's taking this thing on. All right, so see you in the morning with SG, 9 a.m. We'll see what we can get out of him. And then, I really look forward to Jan and Jim Ferguson on Friday night, guys. That's going to be a great conversation. All right, good night, people. Have a great Wednesday tomorrow, and get out there, get the conversation going. Get to the website.
Night, guys.
All right, get to stoptherot.org and get your brochures. Night, guys.
Alive and well, I'm wide awake. Won't take your brand, I'm not your slave. You serve your God, Lord of the flies. I pity you and you me mine. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. Your bloody mouth unsatisfied. God sees the trap you set for me. He'll not be mocked, I will be free. We will not bend, we will not break. How dare you touch what God gave? We'll never give in, never give up, never back down, never surrender, never surrender. Your fear will not make me behave. I won't march in your masquerade. Your hollow threats won't shut me up. I won't bow down, enough's enough. You say you'll give us what we need, as if you own the air we breathe. Stand up 100 million strong. Thought we'd lie down, well you thought wrong. We will not bend, we will not break. How dare you touch what God gave? We'll never give in, never give up, never back down, never surrender, never surrender. Oh, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Just keep going, keep on going. Jesus with me every step. Just keep going, keep on going. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Just keep going, keep on going. Jesus closer than my breath. Just keep going, keep on going. We will not bend, we will not break. How dare you touch what God gave? We'll never give up, never back down. We'll never give up, never back down. We'll never give up, never back down. Never surrender. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Just keep going, keep on going. Jesus with me every step. Just keep going, keep on going. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Just keep going, keep on going. Jesus closer than my breath. Just keep going, keep on going.